All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the show. It's your host, the smoothest fingers in the gaming industry, man. It's AZ. Welcome back to the comp channel today. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, blessed, God-given day. I have some VOD reviews still coming out. I've seen a lot of not just criticism. I addressed that yesterday in the criticism video or in the smooth touch. Today, we're going to talk about some of the love that you guys are giving me. Berlin videos are coming. I'm pumping them out as fast as I can. I just don't want to do them anymore without notes. I got some criticisms, and I want to make sure everything's clear, cut, and clean and smooth, because a lot of people really are paying attention to this, even though the views really aren't showing that. I got a lot of private stuff as well with these videos that people are reviewing and watching. Be patient with me. I'm working on those. They'll be out either tomorrow or the next day. I might have one tomorrow and then one the next day, and we'll get that up and going. Apex Legends as well, arenas. I've been trying to play ranked. I'm so sorry, guys. The servers are bad. Almost all of you guys know this. I can't get into ranked games, and I'm not going to throw my rank to get into ranked arenas matches when I'm already having a huge problem doing that. So again, patience is required. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Valorant update. We're going to go through all the Valorant update stuff, talk about what you need to know in this patch update, what this means for competitive, how this is going to affect competitive, and we'll run through all that. So be patient, sit back, watch, enjoy yourself, grab some popcorn, and let's get on into the video. All right, so here is the tweet that Valorant came out with earlier today. They balanced Jett. They put Fracture into the rotation with all the maps. They've added new boxes that have, I guess, better wall banging spots, so you can't just wall bang the whole thing. And then they buffed Kaio and nerfed Skye as well. So we're going to go through that, Kaio, whatever you want to call that. We're going to go right on into this. We're going to jump into it, and we're going to get some gameplay so you guys can see everything. So Skye, the first thing that you want to see is the guiding light unequipped time after casting or bending light. Guiding light projectile increased from 0.5 to 0.75. So basically, it just made it a little bit longer, made it so where like you couldn't really just spam that shit and make it just crazy. I think what this will mean now is that we'll see Skye still be playable. She'll still be in the rotation. I just think a lot of those plays that you were seeing where they would just throw this out, throw the guiding light out, and then just use it and then do things with it, it'll be a little bit slower and it'll be a little bit more counteractive. I mean, I wouldn't even say a little bit more. A 0.25 damage, or I wouldn't even say damage, increase projectile really does change the way it works now. So again, I'll have more videos of this showing you guys how to do this and showing you what the difference is later on in the upcoming weeks. Next thing you want to see is the wind up time after activation before the flash goes off is 0.25 to 0.3. Again, when you throw this out, it's basically just giving that a little bit of delay so somebody can basically counter it. We all seen the Skye. Just the Skye usage in Berlin, it really needed to change, and I'm glad that we were able to see it change. Even Shroud said something about it during his live stream, and I'm glad we got to see that. Now, this is the big takeaway from Skye. Everything else was pretty minor, you know, just a little bit of touch-ups. This is big. The Seekers cost increase 6 to 7 now. It went from 6 to buy it, or 6, I wouldn't say buy it. It cost 6 to get your ult. Now it is 7. This is huge. This really changes how competitive works now, because Skye getting those Seekers at 7 may change the way you play other characters, especially with somebody like Phoenix. Now look, do you want to go out instead of using Skye? Do you want to get somebody with Phoenix who automatically has flashing and you can run it back instead of Skye, maybe for that same price or that same threshold that you would get for the Seekers? And we've seen a lot of Seeker plays, especially on Split, where people would double Seeker each other, and that was just really incredible to watch. But it was a little annoying because it felt like she was always getting her Seekers. It was easy to do, whether you're getting spike diffuser, spike plants, or whether you're just getting kills. It was really annoying to see how often Skye was able to get her ult, and that's a big change. I really think now you can start looking at other characters, especially Kaio, for example. We're gonna talk about Kaio now. Using Kaio, he got a big buff. Are you gonna use Kaio, or are you gonna use Skye now? He's definitely viable now. So how are you gonna be able to play those things when it comes to competitive? It's gonna be interesting to see how the pros play out, and a lot of tinkering and a lot of messing with it is gonna be seen and gonna have to be had before we see the first pro or the next pro event, which is last chance qualifiers. So next thing, let's talk about Kaio. Let's go over that. How strong is suppression for initiation? That's exactly the question that you need to be asking. And another thing is, can regular flashbangs exist against other flashes in Valorant? So look, they really want to believe in flashbangs. A lot of people are upset because you can't really counter flashbangs in this game versus like a game like CSGO, where you can get flashbangs and it takes a lot of utility to get those things, and you have to work for it. It feels like in this game, characters just spawn in with flashes, and it's very annoying for some people. I completely understand that. It's a little weird, but a person coming from Call of Duty, this is just normal to me, right? Dealing with stuns and flashes, as long as you can look away from it, even though that does change the way a round is played. If you look away, there's the difference between winning and losing a gunfight sometimes. I really don't have a problem too much because they have abilities. This is what their characters are designed around, excuse me. And that's just the way the game is. I don't have too much of a problem with it, but I am hearing those criticisms. So let's talk about flash drive. Duration of wind-up telegraph reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.3 seconds. Duration of wind-up telegraph reduced on right-click from 1 second to 0.3 seconds. The audio attached to the in-flight projectile has been removed. I don't feel like this is too crazy. I definitely don't want to say that these are too crazy. I think that these are necessary buffs that really need to happen. I've said it for a while. Kaio is he's just way too easy to telegraph, way too easy to read when he's going to do something. He needs to be like how they did with Yoru. Instead of being able to track where Yoru's going during his ult and being able to track where he's going to teleport to, just make it to where you can't do that. Makes him more viable, makes him better. Just make sure you have an audio cue so that you can counter it if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're stuck in a situation where there's a lot of talking or there's a lot of not a map awareness and not a lot of sound awareness, this needs to be something that you definitely have to prepare for, because you need to show that skill gap between players. And I love what I'm seeing here. The next thing is, does not stop pulsing after being downed. So again, he's not going to stop pulsing when he's downed. And again, you can be a little upset about this. You can feel however you feel about Kaio and the stuff that's going on with them. I feel like there's a mix in the community, but most people know he needed to be buffed. I don't really know how this is going to play out. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to have to take a look at it, and I'll have some gameplay for you later on this week, and we'll go over that stuff and see how it really plays out. But I don't want to rush to any conclusions. I want to see it in an actual game, in an actual scrim, and be able to get some gameplay for you guys and show you guys exactly how to utilize this and how to be better with it. Next, the big change that everybody's talking about in the community is Jett. The cloudburst charges went from 3 to 2, and they said their feeling here is that Jett has one too many smokes. I agree. I think Jett isn't a smoke character. She's a frag character. Jett is mostly used to create space. I said this in another video. Create space and to make sure that you get onto the site. Having smokes is great. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think she has to have all of her smokes taken away or something else has to change. I just think the cloudburst was just creating too much. People were getting out of situations that they were stuck in, right? She already has a dash. Using that dash to get out of a situation in that jump and the jump that she has, it's already too much mobility in my opinion for a character, which almost no other character has that mobility that she has. Being able to have 3 smokes, you would see people lose their dash after opping, kill somebody else, I guess with the pistol, or maybe they picked up a vandal, or maybe they got another op kill, and then drop 2 smokes and then have another one to go back on the site with. It just wasn't really usable, and I don't even want to say usable. It wasn't counterable. It was very weird. It was annoying, and it led to a lot of things that I just was like, yo, this needs to be changed. I'm glad they changed this, because I don't feel like Jett should be getting out of as many situations as she is. She doesn't get penalized as much as other characters get penalized during this situation. Another thing that we're talking about is the reduced charges for her smoke. Should hopefully make a choice whether to smoke a choke point, smoke a path for a dash, or make a one-way, a more tactical one. And this is exactly what I was saying. It makes more choices now. It doesn't make her so well-rounded anymore. And that 100% pick rate that she's been getting, and I love Jett, I love using Jett, but at the same time, that pick rate she's been getting, it needs to drop. Somebody like Reyna, somebody like Phoenix really needs to be even kill with her, and I just don't feel like that they're there yet. And I still feel like she's the best character in the game. Even with this, she's still the best. You still have to choose her almost every time in competitive. But again, it's fun watching Jett play. It's fun watching all this stuff. She is pretty much the character we come to watch in Valorant most of the time. You know, me and my baby Sage, we get along, but you love a Jett. So next thing is the Blade Storm right click alternate fire no longer charges Jett's kunai. No, recharge, excuse me, Jett's kunai. I don't really know how I feel about this one. I feel like if you hit somebody with the right click, you pretty much deserve it, I guess you would say. But I know how people feel about the right click with the pistols, how they feel about the right click just in general. It's very, very just annoying, the fact that you can just one tap somebody up close and you don't have to buy it. It's just your ult. I get it. I'm not going to say that this is upsetting or it's a piss off or anything. I don't really know. I don't really know of too many people who use right click. There is sometimes when they do it, but again, I'll have to see how this plays out. I couldn't give you guys some crazy talk about it. I really don't even use the right click, and I know Tin said it on Twitter as well. I'm pretty sure you can even see him say it right here. I don't even use I don't even know if it's here anymore, but Tin's tweeted at them and said, hey, I don't even use right click anymore, or I never have used right click. So if you don't use right click that much, you play at a distance with the knives, you're good. It also creates more skill now. You have to actually be good with Jett's knives, which I am not at all good with Jett knives. So hey, it is what it is. Next thing up, Blade Storm right click alt fire damage changes are reverted, damage and multipliers will mirror left click. So basically what this means, I know that's a little bit of a mouthful. We've seen Jett's right click be very unpredictable and feel like it's confusing to have different damage rules than the left click. This change should unify how both modes of fire work and provide a little bit more predictability if Jett decides to go for a single kill as opposed to chaining. See, exactly. Essentially what they're saying here is, hey, the difference between the left and the right click, it needs to change. We need to unify them. It's a little confusing for some new players, the damage and doing different damage, and does it recharge or does it not recharge. We're going to simplify this, make them almost the same, a little bit different. So if you want to chain together, you have to use one knife and you'll be able to chain that together. Or if you just want to get one kill, you use the right click and you lose it. So hey, if it's that big of a deal that you need to get that kill, you need to shoot somebody and kill somebody right then and there with the right click, boom, you got it. But you're going to lose it. You're going to have to take a hit for that. If you want to get multiple kills, you're going to have to be more precise. You're going to have to be good with the knives. You're going to actually have to hit your shots. That's exactly what they're saying here. I couldn't agree more. Next up, I don't know too much about Fracture. Haven't played it a lot. I'm going to be playing it now that it's in the competitive rotation, scouting it, working over it, going over it. Didn't have time to really hop on Fracture and find out the nooks and crannies, but I will do a map review of that sometime within the coming weeks. Give you guys a full breakdown on this so you can learn it. Essentially what they did is they just changed the boxes, made sure that certain wallbang things weren't able to be wallbanged. Pretty nice. You know, I don't really have too much of a crazy complaint or discussion about that. Simply just can't wallbang certain areas. That's really it. That's what they did with Icebox 2. I am a little bit disappointed about this one though. This one's a little disappointing to me because the plant right here, when they sage wall now, there's no way to counter this. And I know a lot of people are going to say, hey, this is good. I don't think this is good. Personally, I'm a sage player. This created basically like a counter ability to it, because if you wall right here and you're not already set up back here or anything over here, and you wall bang this was how you got Jett or Sage off the wall. Essentially, that's how you got her off of this if she walls this. So it's going to be hard to counter. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not really ecstatic about this at all. I'm not really ecstatic about Icebox at all, but hey, at least they're trying to change some things. I guess another thing they changed was something on Heaven, a little bit of a change right here. You see that this right here is now walled off compared to this, or this is walled off compared to the last one. Honestly, I don't think I've ever even thought about wall banging somebody right there. But again, if that happens and pros were talking about it, kudos to them. I literally never seen that before. So hey, look, I'm not perfect. It is what it is. Ascent, this box got changed. Again, it matters. I don't know why you would change one box, but all right, cool. I mean, I guess it gives you one safe area to do it, whatever, I guess. Again, these matter in like pro play and stuff, like like situational awareness, but again, for like casuals, it's like you probably didn't even notice some of these things. So hey, take it with a grain of salt. Bind, change this box. I don't know like what the difference is between this box and this. Again, these are just minor updates. That's not crazy. It's not wild. They're going to matter in competitive situations for IQ plays and stuff. But again, I'll have to see how all these things play out. They're obviously going to change the way I play the map now. Now I'm not going to play behind this box. I'm going to sit on this box. Now I'm barely ever in the middle of this map unless I'm clutching a 1v1. So I'll just play on that box. It's going to force the gunfights to always be on this side of the box. And then as well, Haven's not changing. Icebox is the biggest change. And all I can say about that is I'll have to see how it plays out. And that's pretty much everything with an update in a patch that you have to say and that you have to feel when you're reviewing something like this, especially so early on. All right, look, I know that was really quick, a little bit of a mouthful. I didn't give you guys any gameplay or anything behind this. I kind of wanted to get this out, show you guys my opinions. Hopefully you guys get a better breakdown of this. I'll have some gameplay out basically showing you guys how everything changes and how to do certain things with this. I just need some time to really look it over and make sure I don't have just terrible gameplay or terrible things for you guys to see and give you guys the wrong information. Again, I'm here to be patient. I'm here to be the person who brings you guys objective criticism and objective review points so that you improve at the game of Valorant. Not only improve in your mechanical skills, which a lot of you people have, and it's not hard to do that. You just continue to play the game and train. You can also make sure you develop what's up here so that you can create a sharper mentality. And that's the most important thing when playing video games, is keeping up here a lot better. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you excited for this update? Are you upset about this update? I'm a little mixed right now just based off of what I've seen. I'll hop into the game later today and then get you guys some gameplay, and we'll talk about this later on this week as well as with some VOD reviews. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy ZyAZ. Bless up. As always, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next Valorant video.